You have to turn your Bibles to Matthew 23:29. I think all those coming out to the house of God tonight, all those tuning into the broadcast, we appreciate you greatly. Brother in prison, keep on strong for God.
Amen.
Matthew 23:29. Again, reading it.
Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees,
Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees,
hypocrites,
hypocrites,
because you build the tombs of the prophets, and garnish the sepulchres of the righteous, and say, if we had been in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets.
So these were scribes and Pharisees. They were very focused on the law, but their experiences lacked. A hypocrite is somebody that is saying one thing, but you live in a different way.
My God, my God.
All right, so he gives a solemn warning to a hypocrite. Honestly, I believe a hypocrite is one of the lowest forms of people. If you don't want to be right, don't be right. If you don't want to be saved, don't be saved. It's almost, honestly, a terrible position for you yourself to be in, because you're yet having the cloak of restriction upon you, because you're trying to portray something that you're really not. It's better for you and for the gospel's sake for you just to say, pray for me, I'm not saved no more. But to go on claiming something, and after you leave the saints, after you go home, after you go and do your own thing, you're living a completely different life. You're involved in stuff you know you shouldn't be involved in. You're going up in front of the saints praying for people that are afflicted. My God. People, eternal destinations coming to serve, and you're going to get up and sing knowing you ain't right? You're going to get up and preach knowing you're not right?
Oh God, yes.
The Bible speaks and woe! Woe unto you! You up here involved in stuff online? Ungodly, wicked stuff. But then you're coming up among the saints and acting as if you're saved? Woe unto you! Now I'm going to tell you what happens a lot of times. You involve yourself in something that you shouldn't be involved in, and you don't just feel unsaved right away. And nobody says anything to you. So you go on, and instead of getting that thing cleared, you go a little bit further.
My God, my God.
No one intends on one day wake up, I'm going to be the biggest hypocrite there ever was. But you involve yourself in something that you know better than. Then you try to justify it. Or try to have cleared up. And let me say this, you involve yourself in something, your relationship and your experience will never be stable until you go as deep as the transgression was to clear it up. Don't think you're going to go involve yourself in something reproachful, then in some little quiet, Lord forgive me, and keep on going. There will be a stability that you just don't have.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
You have to, I want to humble myself. Listen, let me just say this. You can get situated, you might not sing again, but at least you can go to heaven. You might not can get up again, but at least you can go to heaven. All right? I don't want to get ahead of myself. Come on and read.
This is good.
And say,
Yes.
if we had been in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets.
Come on.
Wherefore ye be witness unto yourselves, that ye are the children of them which killed the prophets. Fill you up then the measure of your fathers. Ye serpents, ye generations of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell? Wherefore, behold, I send unto you prophets.
He said, how can you escape the damnations of hell? Tonight, for a few moments, we're going to speak on the subject of hell is not an option. Hell is not an option.
My God.
In order for an individual to really make it, you have to get to the point in which you say within your heart, hell is not an option.
Yes, sir.
I may have to cry.
Come on, come on.
I may have to ask forgiveness.
Amen.
I may have to do whatever. But going to hell is not an option.
My God.
All right, all right.
The Bible said, therefore, knowing the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. In an effort to warn, Jesus actually actually spoke more about hell than heaven.
Yes, sir.
Now, I don't believe it was a fear tactic as much as it was a warning tactic. Don't toy with that.
My God.
It's too serious.
Yes.
Tonight, by the help of God, we're going to endeavor to break down what actually hell is. And when there's an understanding of hell in its reality, you have to put in your mind, that's not an option.
Right.
My God.
Whatever, don't go there. But over in Matthew, the 5th chapter, he says, if thy eye offend thee, pluck it out. The hand offend thee, cut it off. It's better for you to go through life maimed than to be cast into hell.
Yes, sir.
In other words, the devil will come and tell you, well, I got to have a man. I can't.
Come on, my God.
It's better to go through life without a man
Right.
than to end up going to hell because you just had to go outside of God's will to get one. You're not going to do what's wrong to get it, to get it, and that's not even a consideration for me.
Amen.
Man, therefore we're going to settle some things tonight.
Amen.
Going to hell is not an option. Going to hell is not an option. Sometimes individual can have something happen in their experience. And the devil say, if you get that thing cleared up, people are going to think less of you. If you can do this, that, and the other, you may not be able to sing. You may be able to lead the service. Listen, I might not be able to do whatever.
Come on with it. Come on with it.
I'm not going to sit around here knowing I'm not right. Catastrophes happening, people dying. My number could be called next. Whatever I got to do, I'm going to be clear with God. However, I got to humble myself. Whatever you think of me, that's between you and God. But listen, saints, I had a failure. I failed God. I committed sin. I asked God to forgive me. I asked the ministry to pray with me. God has reclaimed me. Just pray for me. I don't care. I may not ever get back up before you again. I may not ever, if I can just sit on my seat. Matter of fact, when you really got a humility, you're not so worried about getting back up. You're worried about being right with God.
Amen. Praise God.
Your mindset, if you're going to stay clear, you've got to have the mind. Hell is not an option.
My God.
Hell is not an option. Sometimes things can get difficult. Jesus said over in Matthew 16, don't go there. You're a long way to go. We're trying to get this 24th verse. He said, take up thy cross and follow me. Sometimes our cross goes through some things that aren't the most favorable.
Yes, sir.
But the mindset got to be, listen, if this is my life, if this is my cross,
Come on with it. Come on with
if this is
it.
my cross. You heard the story. I remember Brother Ron actually brought this out down in Bowling Green. Those of you that might have been there. And he was talking about there was a chasm and at the end of life. And there was a person at the beginning of the journey given a cross. Well, as they were traveling, the cross got heavy. So they took their saw out and they cut off a piece of it. And made it a little bit lighter. Then they kept going. And it got heavy again. So they took their saw out, cut a little bit more off. They kept going. Cut a little bit more off. Finally, they got to the end of the journey, and in order to make it to the other side, they had to lay their cross down
Yes, you too. My
to
Lord.
make it across the chasm. But, saints, if God is giving you a cross, if you got
Come on with
a
it.
trial, if your faith has been, don't cut no corners.
Okay.
My God.
Your cross is going to be the inspiration that gets you over. When you're at the end, you're going to gain inspiration from every time you bear your cross, every time you pray through, every time the devil told you to deviate, you didn't deviate. You're going to need the sum total of all of that experience to help you to get over at the end. When the demons are coming, the devil is coming, all these spirits are coming. You're going to need inspiration and prayer of the saints, but you're going to need inspiration from your cross.
Yes.
My God.
Amen.
And the moment you sitting here cutting this, thinking it don't matter, you better be abundant some divine inspiration that give you inspiration to bear your cross, get some grace out of your soul, to bear instead of trying to make a leeway.
All right. Amen.
Man.
And we get down to the end trying to make it over. We're short. The cross that was going to take us over is about 6 inches too short. We can't. Hell is not an option. Over in Daniel, don't go to the 3rd chapter. He saw it. He said, God is able to do this God is able to do that. But if not, I'm not bound.
Come on, come on.
But if not,
My Lord.
but if not, I want my husband to be back saved. But if he don't, I want my mother to be saved.
My God, my
But if she
God.
don't, I want my wife to be saved. But if she don't, if whatever I'm going through don't change, hell is not an option. I want it to change. I don't want this to last forever. But my experience is of such. If it don't, Lord, just give me grace. Hell is not an option. One time the gospel came strong and Jesus said, except ye eat my flesh and drink my blood, you can have no part. You got to eat my word, drink my spirit. You got to have all of it. You can't take off any of it if you don't. And it was so strong that a majority of his church backslid. He turned to the 12. You know what most people will do? Once the gospel is typed and people are deep, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lessen the gospel so we don't lose everybody. But Jesus said, we're not going to take the gospel any lower than it is. He turned to the 12 and said, are y'all going to? This is Church of God, and we're not deviating from the full weight of the Word of God. God to give us grace, God to be patient with us, God to help us, but we're not going to deviate from it. He said, you going to turn to? You guys going to? They said, to whom shall we go? Hell is not an option, bro. Hell, I'm not going though. You don't understand. That's not an option. I'm not even considering that. Now, some people say, I'll backslide and I'll come back later.
Hold on.
Well, let me just tell you.
Come on with it. Come on, my God.
Study the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, and you find those. And let me just go a step further than that. There's been some people that said that I'm going to go with it. It wasn't like they wanted a life of sin. They just wanted something that they couldn't wait, or it wasn't theirs to have the proper way. So in their mind, they said, don't you, that's presuming? In their minds, they said, I'm going to go. It's kind of like, I need this money. I don't have it, but I want to be saved. I don't want a life of sin. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go pick this package up. I'm going to go and cut it up, and I'm going to make this huge amount of money. And now, I'm not going to do it no more, but now I got this money. I'm going to go rob this bank. When I'm done, I'm not going to do it no more.
Work like that.
Well, you know what? Well, he's not saved, and I know I'm saved. And the Bible said, don't be unequally yoked with unbelievers. And I'm kind of alone, and there ain't that many brothers around here anyway. And he keep hitting on me. He kind of fine, and he got a nice job, but he's just not saved. But just, you know, I just, okay, we just gonna go run real quick down to Vegas or somewhere, and we gonna go get, and then I'm gonna come back and say, God, I'm sorry. Say I'm sorry, and even if I gotta sit down, at least I got my man.
Oh my God.
What a message.
Oh, you see? That's how it's on. You want to wipe your mouth? Praise the Lord, and my heart is the love is beaming. Oh, you think? Where? Study scripture. You're going to presume on the mercies of God?
My God.
And then think you're going to come back? Oh, the devil will put this in your mind. But in order to make it, you got to have, hell is not an option. That's not even, I'm not even going to consider that. That's a no-brainer. But if not, it don't matter. That is not, if that's even an option, you'll have battles and struggles that you don't even need to have.
Come on.
If that's even if there's an option, if my wife doing this, I'm going to go cheat on her. If that's even an option,
Come on with it.
there'll be some battles and struggles that, really, some battles and struggles you won't even have if you nail some stuff down.
Good point, brother.
That's an absolute. Don't make one. Praise God. Praise the Lord. My God.
Go over to the most graphic, detailed description of hell, Luke 16:19.
Yes, Lord.
There was a certain rich man, which was clothed in purple and fine linen.
The Bible said, what should it profit a man if he gain the whole world and lose his soul? Let me just say, the devil will tell some people, you can find success in life without God. go and do the things that you want to do, and then come back and get saved later in life.
My God.
The Bible said, what shall it profit a man? He gains the whole world and loses his soul. Most people that delay getting saved into their 20s and 30s never ever truly get saved.
Come on with it.
The spirits, see, what you don't realize is you're giving the devil, pray for me tonight, saints.
Bless him.
You're giving the devil a period of time in which he has complete access to your soul and your life. Pray for me, saints. Saints, children, please listen tonight. When you're under your parents' tutelage, you're staying at home, you're 0 to 18, 19, whatever it is, and you're under their covering.
Yes, sir.
The devil's access to you is limited to a degree as long as you submit yourself to the authority of your parents.
Yes.
You're covered with their prayers, their guidance. You know, I don't want you here. No. But if the devil can get you to get outside of the influence, guidance, and authority of godly parents, now you're out on your own. If you don't understand this, watch how quickly and deeply a saint's child will go right after. It'll almost be like their whole life they're doing this. But once they get outside of that, say days later, you don't even know what. What? Hold on. What?
My Lord.
Whoa, he doing what?
Yes.
Are you serious? So the devil is saying, if I can get you to those upper teenage, early 20s, I can get you 90 out. You staying with your friend, y'all got an apartment, and the spirits is all coming in, and now y'all got everybody over tonight, and y'all going over to Canada, y'all going to do y'all thing. All these spirits is coming, and they sip this, hit this. You ain't got to be in no time of night. You can stay out all night long, whatever you want to watch. Do place you want to go, whoever you want to stay with you, him or her. You can do what you want, you can roll. Oh, thank you. But you don't realize you're inviting spirits.
Come on with it.
These spirits are strong spirits. So now, as you go days outside of your parents, it said the prodigal son, it said he went. And not many days later, he ended up in a far country. You know what? That's symbolism. Yes, he was geographically in another country. But you got to remember, back then, Albion was another country. Jerusalem, you walked. So a far country wasn't thinking like Australia. But in a deeper text, the countries, even though they were in proximity close, the culture of that country was far different than just right over here.
Come on.
He ended up in a far country. The country where the language, the customs, the norms, the law. He ended up far from his upbringing. Far from his home.
My Lord.
Things that he would never do. She doing what? Are you serious? She got her nose? Something in her nose? She got how many? On her. No!
Oh my.
Siri? That's just what y'all see.
Yes, that's right.
You let a man put that?
My God.
You said you know, you would say when you're younger, there's some things I'd never do. Get outside the covering.
My Lord.
Get outside the covering.
My Lord.
Get outside the covering and go and do you. Let the devil make you think you're going to go do you.
Come on.
You end up with these spirits. So now, when you get tired, which is not going to take long, and you see what you've done. The other day, a saint's child rolled by my house on the bike. My son comes and said, Dad, you had no idea. I had no idea who it was. Didn't know who was so far removed from this couple of days.
My Lord.
I said, are you serious?
My Lord.
My
They
Lord.
come up to me on the phone. Brother Lee, this is so-and-so. this is St. Child so-and-so? Yeah, they're online. This is called Snapchat. That's them. They just told me that they weren't going to never do nothing.
That's right.
But now, you think you're going to imbibe these spirits and then just one day say, you know what? Why not tonight? Oh, I want to go be saved. It is a divine miracle.
My God.
Listen, like you said, somebody getting up they never walked before. It'll be a divine miracle for you to go out there and imbibe these spirits.
Come on with it.
Come to an altar of prayer, even though you're sick and tired, don't want to do it no more. Bound up. Come on. Miracle for you to have the wherewithal to come from that chair to this altar and get a genuine, I don't mean just get prayer, but get a genuine breakthrough. When the spirits are cast out of you, your mind is regenerated, you're changed, you got victory in your soul, joy inside of you, you're happy, redeemed, and free.
Amen.
My Lord.
Yes, sir, brother.
Miracle.
Yes, sir.
Divine miracle. So when somebody says, I'm waiting to get saved, they're basically saying, hell's a genuine option.
My Lord. Help.
My Lord.
I haven't seen nobody do what I'm about to go do, and I'm toying with stuff that come on, read.
And there was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day.
Lived a very lavish lifestyle. Purple was the royalty, color of royalty. So he was really esteemed in the minds of men. Come on, read.
And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate, full of sores, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores.
My Lord. Come on.
And it came to pass that the beggar died, and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried.
Come on, read.
And in hell he lifted up his eyes.
And where?
In hell he lifted up his eyes,
Come on, read.
being in torment, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water, and cool my tongue.
My Lord. My Lord.
For I am tormented in this flame.
Yes, yes.
And Abraham said, Son, remember thou in thy lifetime receive thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented. And besides all this, between us and you, there is a great gulf fixed, so that they which would pass from heaven to you cannot, neither can they pass to us that would come from thence. Then he said, I pray thee therefore, Father, that thou wouldst send him to my brother's house, my father's house.
Now he wouldn't be an evangelist.
My God.
Now you want to do work for God.
Oh, Lord.
God got an assignment for your life, friend. You're tuning into the broadcast as a service today. God has an assignment for your life.
My God.
You're not just rejecting salvation.
Yes.
You're rejecting that divine assignment that He has for your life, friend. And in eternity, when souls are in hell, it'll be too late for them
My God.
to say, Lord, I'm ready for you to use me now. God will say, when you had your breath, you had your life, you could have done whatever you wanted with it. You had no time. Now I'm not going to just show you what you did by rejecting me, but let me just show you for a moment all the souls that were impacted because of your selfish decision.
My God.
All the people that you could have impacted
Wow.
if you had given your life to God.
My God.
All the souls that are in that line that didn't have to be in that line. That soul in that math class never heard truth before. Never been exposed to it. You were the way. That soul over there that you worked with never heard truth before. Never had the opportunity. My spirit only dealt with them. They never sat through an altar call. You were the access to it. But now you're ready to sing. Now you're ready to invite. Now you're ready to labor. But friend, it's too late.
Oh, Lord.
It's too late.
Oh, God.
Some of the attributes of hell, number one, it's extremely painful. It speaks about the unquenchable fire. I'm doing a little research, and it said that the inner core of the earth is so hot, it's approximately 9 to 11,000 degrees hot. They said if you had an iron ball, like a bowling ball, and it was able to make it there, it would just melt. They said that wood fire is 500 degrees Fahrenheit, approximately. But you're talking 9,000. And this is natural fire. When they dropped the bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan, they came afterwards and they found the rocks. The rocks were charred. It was so hot. But over in Peter 3:10, it said the elements shall not be charred,
My God.
but melt.
Oh, Lord. The magnitude of it.
It said the earth shall be burnt up.
Lord have mercy.
Not an atomic bomb. It said that
My God.
aluminum melts at 659 degrees Fahrenheit. It boils at 2,327 degrees Fahrenheit. It vaporizes at 10,530 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, the Bible speaks about a lake of fire. So it's almost the perfect heat. It is hot enough that it's liquefied. But it stops short of vaporizing.
My Lord.
You'll burn up with a body that's eternal, that was actually made for heaven.
Go ahead.
Because hell was not created
Right, brother.
for humanity, but for the devil and his angels.
All right.
So a part of the body, the new body that we'll have in eternity, is a body that is intensified because our human body could not engulf or experience the exuberance, the colors, the wherewithal of heaven. It'll be too much. The beautiful side is too much for this body. So we take on a new body that has a greater capacity.
Yes.
This new body with a greater capacity is going to be the body that burns.
My God.
Now, it said it should be a place of torment. Turn to Psalms 9:17. It should be a place of pain. It should be a place of torment. Psalms 9:17. Come on.
The wicked shall be turned to hell,
My God.
and all the nations that forget God.
So it said it should be a place of torment. It said the wicked shall be turned to hell, and all the nations that forget God. Torment. This is not necessarily talking about the pain. That is going to be tormenting too. But the enemy, person sitting here, the enemy looking at them for all eternity,
My God.
let them know, laughing at them. Let them know the fool that they are. Let them know how ignorant it was for you.
My God.
I didn't even give you nothing. Her? Now,
My God.
you have no chance. All those altar calls, all the things you torment. I got you. I got you. I got you. Remember that time you thought you were about to go get saved? You had me scared. I thought you was going to get away. But now, for the next million years, I'm going to sit here.
My
And just
God.
let you I got you. You almost escaped me. You had me thinking that you wasn't coming here. The place I had for you, you had me thinking that you weren't going to make it here. But guess what? I tricked you. I gave you that little, oh, you're going to be the next, or you don't even say because, I completely duped you. I made you ignorant. I made you not understand the beauty of God. Over in Deuteronomy 28, he said, if you take on my God and you listen to my word, all these blessings shall overtake you. I made you not even understand the blessings of salvation. I made you not understand the blessing that God had prepared for you. I made salvation look like drudgery. I made it look like sad. You gonna get saved. You can't do this. You can't do that. I tripped you up. Played you like a yo-yo.
My God.
Played you like a yo-yo. And you wait for it. You're gonna be loyal to me. You was one of my most loyal. I never had a person that sat through altar calls like you did.
My God.
And knew what you knew. Was taught like you taught. But you still. I got that Catholic boy over there. He was never taught salvation. I got this Muslim boy over there. The Bible said, Jesus said, you had to come by me. You had to come by him. They never was understood of Jesus the way you had. But you, Church of God, you understood salvation. They actually had altar calls. So over there, they went to a church, never had an altar call in 15 years.
My God.
They just said, you come join the church. They never broke down, this is an altar call. If you're not saved, you come up. You kneel at an altar of prayer. You break down. You let God know you godly sorrow from all the sins you've ever committed. You let him know from the depths of your heart, Lord, I'm sorry for everything I've done wrong. I'm asking you to forgive me. Lord, if you forgive me, I'll live for you for the rest of my life. Lord, in Jesus' name, God, I want to live for you. I'm willing to give up everything that is sinful, everything that is ungodly. I'm willing to repent, turn from it. I'll never do it again, God. If you save me, I'll live for you. I'll go with you, Lord. Father, in Jesus' name, forgive me. I know I've got to come to your son. Jesus, by his blood, we're forgiven. Lord, come to me. He come into my heart.
My God.
My God.
You sat through that? You were blessed of the 7 billion people in the world. You actually had the plan of salvation explained to you with inspiration, with singers, other people getting saved. You actually had the opportunity.
My Lord.
You had it. You had it. You had me up at night. You had me afraid because I knew with all that knowledge you had in you, from all those devotions and all that life, I knew you were going to cause me fits. But I got you. There ain't nothing you can do about it.
Lord have mercy.
Nothing you can do about it.
Oh my.
Tormented.
Serious.
Tormented. For all eternity.
My God. Lord have mercy.
It said in Mark 9:48, don't go there, that the fire shall not be quenched.
Lord have mercy.
Never ending.
Help us.
Never ending. He said, can you give me a little bit of water? In hell, there's no relief.
My God.
Hell, you'll see heaven.
Wow.
My
My God.
Things going forward.
Amen.
Praise God. There goes so-and-so. There goes so-and-so that went to church with me. We was in the same age. And you know what's really going to be tormenting? And because the devil will always tell you your life going to turn around when you're in sin.
Right.
It's going to turn around. It's going to get better.
Yes.
And it never does.
Right.
That's true.
True.
Bible says wicked is,
Come on, brother.
True.
the wicked is trouble seed, cannot rest, path of the wicked gets worse and worse. Evil seducers and spirit shall wax worse and worse. But you're actually going to sit there and then you're going to do an analysis of your life and realize how big of a fool you were. Your life was horrible, terrible, wretched. Their life was blessed. And now they also get happy. The devil gave you nothing. Brother so-and-so. Sisters, tell Abraham, tell him to come. Tell brother so-and-so to come here. And he was my Sunday school, he was my Friday night teacher. Tell him to come here. Tell him I wanted to play. Can you go over that thing you did that one time? Can we?
My God.
It's a song they used to sing when I was young. It said, too late. Too late.
Oh God.
That was one of the most convicting. Too late. Of all.
My God.
What you want? It's too late. I always had, as a saint of God child, I always knew it will never be too late. I can always really get saved. He said, oh, in eternity. Too late. He said also that it will be an irreversible sentence. It's an absolute state of hopelessness. It says the great God fixed that even if they wanted, they couldn't go. God himself, it said fixed. You're beyond mercy now. Over in Revelation 14:11, don't go there. It said they shall have no rest, night or day. I don't care what you're dealing with, man. If you can at least get some sleep, you can recover. But in hell, night and day. That's not an option. Over, sometimes people say I'm young, doing a little research. And it said at 9/11, 2,996 people died. These were people that woke up that morning and had every intention on coming home.
My God.
Because sometimes in your mind you say, I'll get right. But friend, a majority of people, death comes unexpected. Very few people that you see actually get, that's a blessing almost. Where you can actually see, I'm going down. Hold on, something ain't right. Hold on. Because a majority of people, 2,660 of these were in the tower. And they were in a stairwell, but it was so packed they couldn't get down. Next thing you know, the heat began to overwhelm them. The heat from the bodies inside this confined area. And then next thing you know, it began to fall. And a few moments later, it was dusty, it was dark, they heard screaming. And then they woke up in eternity.
My God. The magnitude of the Lord. Bless.
My God.
It said that the Titanic, 1,503 souls perished that April 15th night, 1912. Quig Baxter was 24. Edward Colley was 36. Percy Bailey is 14. Captain Smith was 62. It said none of the band survived.
My Lord.
Oh my.
Wallace Hartley, 33, the band leader. My Lord, singers got to be consecrated. They couldn't get on the boat because their plane caused a calmness where people were able to actually get on the boat. It was such a devastating moment that they said, y'all got to keep playing. If y'all stop playing, the moment can overwhelm and it'd be chaos. So they kept playing. And I guarantee you they were playing no boogie woogie. So here it says, death has no age. The Abbott family, they were from England and moved to America and had gotten married. Rhoda married Abbott in 1911. Her and her husband divorced. She took her two sons, Rossmore and Eugene, 16 and 13. After the divorce, they were moving back to England to be with her mother. The boys became homesick in England and wanted to go back home to America. The mother agreed and got tickets on the Titanic to return home.
My God.
At 12:15 a.m., they were woken up, banging on the door. Get up, get up, get up! Go up to the deck right now. Forget everything. Well, forget everything. The stuff you have don't even matter. Well, I gotta get my shit. Forget everything. Get up now and go to the deck. They rushed up to the deck. The mother came up because they were allowing women and infants to get on the boats, lifeboats. Well, the mother, they said, Bring her right there. Come on. You're up next, man. She said, okay, come on, sons. No, they cannot come. Those are young men. They're not infants. They're not women. They cannot come. At that moment, she had to make a decision. Do I get on this boat and be saved? This boat is about to go down. In a few moments, everyone on this boat will be standing before God. Do I get on this boat or do I get on this lifeboat and I'll live? She couldn't leave her children. Her mother stepped back up on there with her boy. Stayed on the side. As the boat was sinking, the Titanic capsized. You had to go down like this. They jumped, grabbed hands and jumped. They lost contact. The mother landed and grabbed hold of a boat, a collapsible boat. She grabbed hold of it. They pulled her up. Her boys went down in the forest. Never seen them again.
My Lord.
The Goodwin family, eldest brother had told him about a job in Niagara, near the falls. They were from England. All parents and 6 children died that night in the Titanic. They didn't find any of the bodies the next day when they came. Cleopatra came and picked some people up the next day. Other boats came trying to find people. They only found 1-year-old Sydney. Sydney had a tomb, the unknown child. Until 2008, through papers and DNA, they were able to connect him to the Goodwin family. And they said, this is actually Sydney Goodwin. Death has no age. The Rice family, Margaret and William from Ireland, they moved to Montreal when they were 19 years old. They got married. They lost their first child, had 5 more children. In 1909, they moved to Spokane, Washington. In 1910, William died in a train accident. Mother was left widowed, children fatherless. Margaret decided to move back to Ireland to be with her mother. In 1912, they said they wanted to go back to the U.S. On the Titanic, entire family. She ended up having 5 more children after the first child. They had a child that actually died. So she lost her husband and an infant child, had 5 more children, then her husband died. The entire family was last seen on the 3rd day of the Titanic. The mother was holding an infant. The other children were grabbing her skirt. The waters began to take them over. They were last seen in that pose right before they were engulfed. My Lord. There were several young couples, and some of the couples wouldn't leave their room. They hugged each other as the waters, oh God, took them out.
Oh my.
Saints, as I'm sitting here, and they were talking about 9/11, 2,606 died in the towers, but another 246 died in the planes. Here you are on the airplane, knowing that these terrorists have gotten the plane. You can sense, unless it's a miracle, I'm not going to make it. You can sense the waters are rising.
My God.
Right now, there's nothing we can do or say to you to cause you to think of eternity the way you'll see it when it's standing before you.
My God bless.
In your mind, now you got to deal with the fact this plane is going down. These waters is rising. Now I'm struggling to breathe. Now I'm wondering, it's in my lungs. You can sense you're passing out. You're a saint's child. You know that's not the end. Now you're dealing with it.
Bless Lord. Bless Lord.
At every opportunity. In your mind you're thinking, okay God, okay, I'll come. Well, God is saying, because I called, you refused. I stretched out my hand, meaning I gave you an extra effort. No man regarded I will mock when your fear cometh.
My God.
In other words, if you wait until the end and try, and that's your escape valve or your security blanket or your life insurance policy, hell is not an option for me, Brother Lee. I'm going to get saved before I die. If I sense death here, I'm going to say, God, forgive me. I know what to say. I saw the altar calls. I know what to do. You don't understand, friend.
My God bless.
If you don't move when God needs you, when you need Him, He's going to show you what you did to Him. Yes, He's merciful, so He'll extend it, but God is also just. His justice will give you exactly what you gave Him.
My God.
Oh my.
So here you are now. Sing it, get ready. Here you are now. At the end, because your only hope was that you would repent right before you died. That was your hope. That's where you put all your eggs at. But you turn and you face the justice of God. As you up under that water and you fighting. You don't understand. I believe a person that wants to live will fight with everything within them, clawing for life. But I believe a person that understands eternity will fight that much more. Because they know I'm not just dying, I'm about to go to hell, man. No, get me out of here. I'm about to go to hell. No.
My God bless.
The only way that a person has a legitimate chance to heed the warning of Jesus Christ is to solidify it down in their hearts. Going to hell is not an option.
My God.
Whatever I have to do,
My Lord.
whatever the devil tells me, put that aside.
My Lord.
I want to be right with God. I want to be saved. I'm willing to clear up. I'm willing to do whatever. Because going to hell is not an option. Shall we stand?
Hey.
My God.
The word of God tonight.
Hallelujah.
My Lord.
You bring chairs up off the call. If you need prayer, you come up. If you want to be saved, you come up.
Yeah.
Before we came back, Brother Keenan made a move for God, amen. But the saints know what happened.
Praise God. Amen.
How old are you? 11 years old, amen. He said hell is not an option, amen. Let's hold him up, my God. Amen. Glory be to God. Come bring this brother, my God, amen. Anybody else want to be saved, amen. Glory be to God, amen. All heaven right now. Father and everybody else rejoicing in heaven. One soul make a breakthrough, amen. Glory be to God, amen. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Anybody else want to be saved?
That's the Lord God.
My God, my God. Anybody else need a breakthrough tonight?
There he is. That's my man right here.
Saints, we're going to go ahead and pray for the food. Please have your attention briefly. A moment, please, while we bless the food. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the service.